Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 2023 full moon and lunar eclipse reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps this channel be seen by more people and grow. So, thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Nine of Wands. We're a bit battle weary. It's just like I'm tired of fighting is what spirit keeps saying in my head right now. And that's how we feel. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of all of this nonsense. I'm tired, of all this intensity. And I want things to be calm, gentle, quiet. But I also want to be able to move forward in the direction that I've been working so hard towards. So it isn't like, oh, I just want to go and live in the cottage in the woods, unless that's what we really want to do. It's a sense of, I want to be recognized for my hard work, but I also don't want to be a part of your nonsense anymore. And it's like the perpetual you, like whomever that is in our lives, it's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Whether that be work or home or school or, you know, anything. It's like the nonsense needs to stop. And we're going to be calling it out more and more. We just can't help it. We just can't help it, Virgo. It's like, no, this is nonsense. This isn't, working right, because we're tired. We're tired of the perpetual fighting. We're tired of having to always stand our ground, having always to, kind of like make ourselves heard type of thing. So yeah, that cabin in the woods actually sounds like a really good idea. So let's see what spirit wants us to know. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is peace. We want that peace. We want peace and connection and serenity and beauty and just being able to be ourselves and to move ourselves forward in a way that we love and in the way that we want. We want peace. So if you just chant the word peace, peace, peace throughout the day and let peace kind of guide you, that could be such an experience, Virgo. Let's see what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So it's really interesting here is that we have the king and the queen of swords, but the queen is reversed. So we have a soulmate connection coming up during this time. It can very well be around a Gemini energy, okay? But it's very much a sense of love guiding us forward. But there's going to be a sense of either one person doesn't see it, or isn't there. They may not be there, ever. I don't want to say, if somebody's already in another relationship or already going down a certain, path in their life, that we have to have that exact person be with us. No, this can be opening up the door to somebody else. But there's a real sense of nonsense cutting away and really embracing how we need to move forward for us, a new adventure, a new chapter. There are people around us who do support us. So that's really quite lovely, Virgo. So let's talk about this full moon for just a minute. This full moon is in 14 degrees of Scorpio, the sign of secrets, of big secrets, and of big wealth. Excuse me. This is, again, a lunar eclipse, which holds the power of multiple full moons. So the intensity of this time is huge. This big lunar eclipse is about significant endings because it is closest to the south lunar node, which brings an ending to old cycles and has us moving towards what we really want, or shedding away old habits, especially that of fighting or of having to stand our ground, or of life always seeming like a battle. We're so done with that, and we're really embracing new ideas. We're going to have an easier time connecting with the sacred masculine than we are going to with the sacred feminine, so just be aware of that. Now, this is a terrific time, again, to shed our old selves, and it's time to let go. It's time to let go of certain things that have defined us for too long and just are no longer relevant. Now, on the 1st of May, which is, of course, Beltane, we have Pluto moving into stationary retrograde. Now, what we have here is we have intensity before the retrograde, so before May 1st and after May 1st. So it's still going to hit during this full moon. And so here we have big plutonic energy bringing an awareness of power both internally and externally. External powers, within the world, but also our internal power within this world. We're looking at ourselves differently. We're looking at our abilities differently, and we're seeing us move forward in a very different, very intense way. And we're also saying, I can do that. I can do that. I can have that. I can be that. The nodal axis is in Taurus and in Scorpio. The sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Scorpio. Taurus is all about money and wealth, but it's all about like paycheck money, like the money that we have right here, right now, the luxury that we can live in the day to day, and the quality that we can live in the day to day. Scorpio is about big money. It's about long term investments. Now, we might be laughing and saying, Dane, I don't have any money that's in long term investments. We ourselves are our own long term investment. So, understanding us too is going to be very important for this time. How we move forward, what we see for our future, how we're building towards it. So, pay close attention to your money and what opportunities are coming your way. This can be a big time for financial change. It can be positive, which is what we're looking for, right? But it can also be negative. So do know that there's two sides of the coin during this time. And for much of May, Jupiter is squared Pluto. Now, why is Pluto so important? Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. This and Jupiter enhances whatever planet it is with. So we're going to see an expanse of power of Pluto, the planet that has us looking at our issues with power, with expanding our own power and understanding our own power and selves. We're also going to really be looking at deeply buried secrets. They'll start to come to the surface, just kind of like rise to the top. And this will be a big time for revelations. This will be a big time like, oh, why didn't I think of this before? Why did I look at it that way? Now, Neptune is trine Mars. This moves us to a spiritual awakening, to a sense of coming into our spiritual power, awakening of ourselves into what we love, what we want, what we desire in this world. Revelations around material things, really looking at, the material things in our lives and saying, is this enhancing my life, or is this actually making things harder? Now we're on the angel day as well of 5-5, which has us leaning towards adventure and versatility and independence and, intelligence, creativity, freedom, self-determination, and really big new beginnings. 5 is a freedom number, and we're going to see part of this, full moon lunar eclipse is going to lead us to our own individual freedom. We start off being crowned by the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups is coming together. It's celebration, it's love, it's connection. And that's going to be an energy that we really lean into during this time. We love being around people. We love being around people who celebrate us and we celebrate them. And that's just going to be kind of like the people that we need to have back in our lives. Like we need to have this connection. It's going to be our touchstone and our power. We then have the Fool. We need a new adventure. And that's going to be a very big thing during this lunar eclipse and this full moon. We're going to see ourselves moving forward in a way that we hadn't anticipated, hadn't expected, and we're going to think we're foolish. We can also say, what about the future? What about having everything all planned out? That could be something that, as an earth sign energy, we want to have everything stabilized and grounded and just so. So just be aware of that. Also understand that people might not get why we're moving forward in such a way or why we're taking this risk or going after this, whatever this is. That's okay. They don't need to understand. But we need to understand that every single hero's journey is seen as a fool's errand by those who don't get it. Until you succeed, they'll mock you. They'll laugh at you. They'll not understand you. And that's okay. They don't have to. You have to understand you and you have to see you. Listen to the warnings, like the little dog here. It's like, listen to the warnings that come your way. Spirit will be right there with you. Now, with the King of Swords, cutting through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointment, and knowing our worth. The King of Swords says, I know how hard I work towards this. I know the time and the effort I put towards this. Whatever the proverbial this is in our lives, and I'm not having others dictate my future and my desires. Now, what's interesting is the raven on his shoulder, and I'm just going to turn her up, right, is black and her raven is white. So we're going to see this balance of yin yang energy during this time, of masculine, of feminine. Again, we're going to have a little bit more difficulty with the feminine energy, and stepping into that, we're going to easily be able to understand the power of the masculine energy of the King of Swords, of cutting through, again, doubts, fears, and negativities, speaking what's on our minds, making things happen, going after what we want. We're like, yep, I can do this. I can see this. I've got this. And we do. So we're also going to be really looking at what we love. Now, we can be a little bit too blunt during this time. We can talk a little bit too plainly during this time. So do be aware of that as well. That can come through very intensely. We can be a little bit harsh with our words. We can also have others be a bit harsh with their words with us as well. So be aware of that and kind of step back, because, we still are in Mercury retrograde. So that can really kind of play with words as well. The Lovers, Gemini energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So when it comes to conversations with people that we really love, we might find that we're not able to express ourselves the way that we want to, or we get frustrated around, what we really want or how we really want to be saying certain things. Just be aware of that. It's going to be good to know. There's also a sense of embracing what we love, what we desire, what we want within our lives, the duality of ourselves, the masculine and the feminine, finding a balance within that. Again, we're going to lean more towards the sacred masculine side during this time than the sacred feminine, and that's just okay. But also remembering to meditate towards the sacred feminine as well, and bringing in the balance is going to be one of the biggest things for us, to balance, to understand, but also during this time to embrace what we love. We want to embrace things that will make us successful, things that will make us stand out. But there's also taking time to embrace just what we're passionate about, what we love, what we desire, what we're looking for in our lives, and what we're leaning towards in our lives. Like what is divinity telling us that we need? What do we need to focus on? What are we afraid of? How are we moving ourselves forward, or how are we holding ourselves back? The Queen of Swords reversed. We can be a little bit mean and cutting. We can also have people in our lives who are a bit mean and cutting. They give compliments and insults in the same exact breath, and we can find we do that too. So just be aware of this during this time, that things can be a little bit tricky. People can comment on things and not always be the kindest about it. And you're like, wow, okay, who the heck are you? Type of thing. Know who to listen to and know who not to, which is a really easy thing to say and super hard thing to do in real life. I mean, it really is. People leave comments and they're like throwaway comments. They don't think about them at all, and they have a huge impact on us. So just be aware of that. We can also have somebody be verbally rather, I'm going to say abusive, because that's what this person is. The Queen of Swords, the Swords reverse, can be very caustic, with their words, with their, way of expressing themselves. And that can be something that's very difficult for us. Okay. So just be aware of that during this time. It can really make us want to retreat. Don't move away from your dreams. Again, just because somebody else is being rather manipulative with them. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels, and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So I know you guys are all going to be mad because so many of these lunar cards are upside down. Actually, we only have one that is right side up. And I respect that. But it just shows, like, even in the cards, like, we're moving forward, but we're having challenges. And the moon is going to show us during this time that, yeah, we're having challenges, just like we feel like we're always fighting. So being aware of this is going to be something that can be very empowering for us. But this can also be a time where we just step gently on the earth. We, you know, speak kindly to ourselves. We move gently. And that's going to be a very important thing. We can want to be in the middle of everything or embrace the chaos, and that's cool, that's fine. But this is going to be a time where if you can be quiet, if you can center yourself, if you can embrace your prosperity and your peace and your own desire, that's going to be the most magnificent thing. So it moves us here to it's time to take action and protection. And these are both reversed. So we're not feeling necessarily the most protected. We can feel like we're in a den of vipers. We can feel like, people don't really care. And we know that they do. We know that we have a group of people that do care for us, but some, they might not. And I hate to be blunt like that, but Spirit's saying, some people you just don't trust. And that's okay. We don't have to trust everybody and we don't have to be everybody's best friend. It's time to take action. It's not. It's time to step back and look to see what we want. Yes, it's time to go after our dreams and we can be setting those dreams in motion, but it's not going to be time to like storm the Bastille, type of thing and just go for it and make a big ruckus. We're having trouble stepping out of our comfort zone, but we are seeing that we're rather resilient. We're also releasing a lot of what we're carrying. And that's going to be a huge part of this moon for us is I need to release so that I can fly. We can't fly carrying, a gosh darn tree on our back. We just can't do that. So being able to release and knowing that it is time to step out of our comfort zone, even though we don't want to, even though we think, oh my gosh, that's silly. I can't possibly be moving forward the way that I want to, or this isn't what I know how to do, so I couldn't ever do it. It's like, no, this is a time to kind of push ourselves, test ourselves, but also step into ourselves more and more. And it's not always going to be easy, and it's not always going to be fun, and it's not always going to be fair, right? As we step out of our comfort zone and as we release what's holding us back, it's going to be a big thing. And we can find during this moon, and from full moon to full moon, we can find that it's like a time of revelations, a time of deeper understanding, and that's a very big thing. It moves us to understanding that we're not balancing the spiritual and the practical. We're not. We're either embracing the practical or we're embracing the spiritual, but it's like never the two shall meet. So just be aware of that. The darkness comes in, and that's going to be important. We're not embracing the void. We're not quieting ourselves down, centering ourselves. And that's going to be an important thing to understand that we're going to need to look at the quiet. We're going to need to look at the quiet for us. And it moves us then to the fact that you are very close to your goals. We don't feel very close to our goals. And we're assessing the situations in very different ways. But we're not truly looking at the whole picture and the big picture. So do be aware of that as well, because we're embracing what we love. And we're not feeling like we're there yet, or we can really have what we love, or really enjoy what we love. And it moves us then to working through our fears. And we are working through our fears during this full moon and lunar eclipse. Are we going to be patient with ourselves? No, 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 we're not. We're going to say, okay, if this is something I'm afraid of, this is something I'm going to have to throw myself in, 110%. Is that going to be the best way for us to really move forward? No, not really. So do be patient with ourselves as we work through our fears, as we work through our chaos, as we look at a lot of what has held us back before. And we say, okay, now it's time for me to see the fear that held me back and not be defined by it anymore. It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. and that's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. There's something about fallen prosperity, and it can be that we've hit hard times or have been through tough times, and subconsciously, it's like I have to hide the money away. I'm just seeing like the pentacle being buried in the earth. And it's not like a seed. It's like, no, I'm just going to bury my wealth. I'm going to bury my gifts. And Spirit's saying here, be very mindful, Virgo, of burying your gifts and burying the blessings that I have given you. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message. And this is spiritual. We need to embrace the spiritual. We need to embrace the spiritual aspect of ourselves. We're going to be called to it with Neptune trine Mars, okay? And this is just a part of us that we're going to need to embrace during this time. It's going to be hard. It can be overwhelming. It can seem silly. But Spirit is really saying it's going to be a huge part of us moving forward in our gifted self. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, and that is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the fact that this moon in Scorpio is moving us forward slowly and steadily, embracing what we love, embracing what we want, having us fight for what's in our heart, but also realizing what's in our heart and looking past all that armor that we're wearing. There we go. It moves us then to our Luna message, which is expect powerful change. We're not really expecting much to change. And we're not embracing the purity of what we want, of what we desire in our lives. And that's a very big thing. You know, here it's like expect powerful change for yourself. And because it's reversed, we're like, no, I don't expect that powerful change. I don't think things are going to move forward in a very big way. And yet they are. Purity is the quiet, is the serenity, is the beauty, is the intention of what we want to move us forward in a very different way. It's like when the snow has fallen and, the world is just painted in quiet and the bird song, echoes off the snow and the trees and everything. We're going to see the world in a different way. But we have to embrace ourselves in a different way. And having a calmness and having a beauty to us is going to be very important, but we're going to find it very hard. It's going to be very easy to be wrapped up in everybody else's chaos. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo. May blessings and harmony always be with you. May you have a blessed moon. I love you all. God bless. Bye.